Psalm 88, verses 13 through 18.
Charles Spurgeon used to say that God's people engrave their troubles in the marble and they write their blessings in the sand. Well, perhaps that's true. But you and I know there are days when things are difficult. Even the people in the Bible who were walking closely to the Lord had days that were difficult and dark. Psalm 88 is the record of such a day. And yet in verse 13 the psalmist says, "But unto thee have I cried, O Lord, and in the morning shall my prayer come before thee." When you read Psalm 88, you discover he was lonely, he was weak, he was sick. Nobody came to visit him. He was crying out, and God wasn't answering. It was a tough time for the psalmist. And yet, what did he do? Well, he sets a good example for us. In those days when nothing seems to go right, in those days when people are neglecting you and God seems to have forgotten you, number one, don't stop praying. Throughout this psalm you find him praying. Verse 1, "O Lord God of my salvation, I have cried day and night before thee." Verse 2, "Let my prayer come before thee, incline thine ear unto my cry." Verse 9, "Lord, I have called daily upon thee. I have stretched out my hands unto thee." Verse 13, "But unto thee have I cried, O Lord, and in the morning shall my prayer come before thee." Don't stop praying. Even though the light is not shining, don't stop praying, because God answers prayer. Secondly, start each day with the Lord. I like what he says in verse 13, "But unto thee have I cried, O Lord, and in the morning shall my prayer come before thee." Start the day with God. Always begin your day with the Lord, and he will give you the strength to keep going. Thirdly, look to God alone. It's such a tendency on our part to trust circumstances, to trust ourselves, to trust other people. Not the psalmist. He said, "I'm going to look to God alone. I'm going to trust the God of my salvation." Yes, there are those dark, dismal, disappointing days, but God is still on the throne. And even if you can't see the sun, it's still there. Don't watch the clouds. Trust him to see you through.